The morning sun glinted off the coffee cups as Mom spread the yacht club invitation across our kitchen table like a battle plan. The embossed cardstock announced the annual Maritime Society Gala, an exclusive gathering of what she called the right kind of people aboard the Commodore's 120-foot yacht. "This is exactly the networking opportunity our family needs," she announced, adjusting her reading glasses to review the guest list. "The Harrisons will be there, the Montgomerys, all the established maritime families." Maritime families. As if owning a 38-foot cabin cruiser for weekend fishing trips qualified as maritime heritage. My brother Derek looked up from his phone where he'd been researching yacht specifications for the past hour. "Mom's right, Emma. This crowd represents serious money. Real estate developers, investment bankers, old money families who've been sailing for generations. Old money families. Like the Harrisons who'd inherited their wealth from a grandfather's textile business. Or the Montgomerys, whose family fortune came from mid-century real estate speculation." The invitation specifically mentions established members of the sailing community, Dad added, buttering his toast with the satisfaction of someone who'd finally achieved social recognition. "They're not talking about casual boaters. This is for people with real maritime credentials." Real maritime credentials. Dad had purchased his boat 18 months ago after retiring from his accounting practice. His most challenging nautical experience involved navigating weekend traffic to the marina. "Which brings us to the family representation question," Mom said, her voice taking on that diplomatic tone she used for delivering bad news. "The invitation allows for immediate family members who fit the event's sophisticated profile." I set down my orange juice and waited for the inevitable exclusion. "Now, Emma, sweetie," Mom continued, "you know we adore you, but this gathering is specifically for people with established careers and social standing." Established careers. Like Derek's position as a junior marketing coordinator at a regional insurance company, where he created social media campaigns for auto coverage plans. "The thing is," Derek added with brotherly condescension, "these yacht club people are incredibly elite." Commodore Harrison mentioned that attendees should represent traditional success and maritime appreciation. Maritime appreciation. I'd been quietly building Coastal Properties Group, a real estate development company specializing in waterfront communities, for the past 4 years. My portfolio included 7 marina developments along the eastern seaboard. "I completely understand your family's perspective," I said calmly. "This sounds like an event for people with genuine maritime connections." "Exactly." Mom beamed. "I knew you'd be reasonable about this. It's not personal, it's about presenting the right image to these influential families." The right image. While they were preparing to network with weekend sailors, I was finalizing the purchase of Harbor Point Marina, the exclusive facility where tomorrow's yacht party would be held. "Besides," Dad added, "you've never shown much interest in boating or marina culture. This crowd lives and breathes sailing." Lives and breathes sailing. Unlike the family member who owned 3 waterfront properties and was about to become the landlord of every yacht moored for tomorrow's exclusive gathering. "You're absolutely right," I agreed. "I should probably focus on my own projects while you enjoy the society event." My own projects. Like the harbor management contract I'd be signing in an hour, giving me operational control of every dock, slip and mooring at Harbor Point Marina. The irony would be visible from the water. The yacht club preparation consumed the rest of the weekend as my family transformed themselves into what they imagined sophisticated sailors should look like. Derek practiced nautical terminology he'd found online, while Mom assembled an outfit designed to suggest generations of maritime breeding. "The key," Mom explained while reviewing her wardrobe, "is understated elegance that implies old money. These people can spot new money from a mile away." New money. Like the fortune the Harrisons had made selling their textile business to overseas manufacturers, or the Montgomerys' wealth from flipping commercial properties in the 1990s. "I've been researching conversation topics," Derek announced, consulting his notebook of sailing facts. "Yacht specifications, regatta results, marina amenities. I want to demonstrate genuine maritime knowledge." Genuine maritime knowledge. While Derek memorized boat specifications from Wikipedia, I was reviewing architectural plans for the Harbor Point Marina expansion that would add 40 premium slips and a new yacht services facility. The Commodore specifically mentioned that this gathering celebrates authentic sailing culture, Dad said, polishing his boat shoes that had never touched a dock. We need to show we belong in that tradition. Authentic sailing culture. The same culture that would be celebrating aboard yachts moored at the marina I'd purchased through a shell company 6 months ago. Sunday morning brought final preparations as my family dressed for their introduction to Yacht Club society. Mom wore pearls that suggested understated wealth. Dad donned a blazer with nautical buttons, and Derek carried himself with the confidence of someone who'd spent the weekend studying sailing terminology. Remember, Mom advised as they prepared to leave, this is about building relationships with the right kind of people. Maritime society values tradition, heritage, and established success. Established success. Like the success of owning and operating 7 marina properties that generated $43 million in annual revenue. Emma, Derek said with patronizing kindness, maybe next year you could work on developing some sailing interests. Start with a small boat, learn the basics, build some maritime credibility. Maritime credibility. I was currently negotiating to purchase 2 additional marina properties in the Hamptons and Martha's Vineyard. That's excellent advice, I replied. I should definitely focus on building maritime connections. As their car pulled out of the driveway, I opened my laptop to review the final details of Harbor Point Marina's new ownership structure. Tomorrow morning, the Yacht Club's exclusive gathering would be held at my facility, using my docks, my utilities, my services. The same family members who'd excluded me for lacking maritime credentials would be celebrating their social triumph at a marina I owned. My phone buzzed with a text from my property manager. Harbor Point ownership transfer complete. All Yacht Club reservations confirmed for tomorrow. Shall we proceed with standard marina policies? Standard marina policies, including the requirement that all guests be personally approved by the marina owner. Tomorrow's yacht party was about to become very educational about authentic maritime connections. The Yacht Club gathering was scheduled for 6 p.m. aboard the Commodore's yacht, moored at Harbor Point Marina's premium dock section. By 5:30, luxury vehicles had begun arriving at the marina parking lot, disgorging elegantly dressed families who represented what my own family considered the pinnacle of sailing society. I watched from the marina office as Mom, Dad, and Derek approached the security gate, their careful nautical attire suggesting generations of maritime breeding rather than 18 months of weekend boating. The marina's new security protocols, implemented under my ownership, required all guests to check in with the harbormaster before accessing the dock facilities. Good evening, the harbormaster greeted my family at the gate. Names and yacht affiliation, please? The Chin family, Dad announced proudly. We're guests of Commodore Harrison for the Maritime Society Gala. The harbormaster consulted his tablet, running through the approved guest list that I'd personally reviewed that morning. I'm sorry, he said politely, but I don't see the Chin family on tonight's approved guest roster. Derek stepped forward with his practiced nautical authority. There must be some mistake. We're members of the Yacht Club, invited guests of the Commodore. Let me double-check, the harbormaster said, making a show of reviewing his documentation. What's your yacht registration and slip assignment? Dad provided his boat information with confidence, expecting immediate recognition and access. Mr. Chin, the harbormaster said diplomatically, your vessel is registered at Riverside Marina, not Harbor Point. This facility requires prior approval for all non-member guests. Non-member guests. My family had assumed that Yacht Club membership automatically granted access to all marina facilities. But we're here for the Society Gala, Mom protested. Commodore Harrison specifically invited us. I understand, ma'am. However, Harbor Point Marina operates under strict security protocols. All guests must be pre-approved by the marina owner. The marina owner, who was currently watching this conversation unfold from the office window. This is ridiculous, Derek said, his weekend of nautical research failing to provide solutions for marina access policies. We're established members of the sailing community. Established members of a yacht club that didn't own the marina where they'd planned to celebrate their maritime credentials. My phone rang. The harbormaster calling for owner authorization. Mr. Chin. I answered professionally. We have a situation at the gate. 3 individuals claiming yacht club guest privileges, but they're not on tonight's approved list. Time to make my maritime connections very clear. I walked to the security gate where my family stood in confused frustration, their carefully planned entrance to Yacht Club society blocked by the very Marina policies I'd established. Emma. Mom's voice carried a note of bewilderment. What are you doing here? I own Harbor Point Marina, I said simply. All dock access requires my approval. The silence that followed was broken only by the sound of yacht halyards clinking in the evening breeze. You own the marina? Derek's voice cracked slightly. Coastal Properties Group purchased Harbor Point 6 months ago. I've been upgrading the facilities and implementing new security protocols. Dad looked around the premium marina. The docks where million-dollar yachts were moored, the facilities that represented the pinnacle of maritime society. But how? When did you? While you were learning nautical terminology, I was building a maritime real estate portfolio worth $87 million. The yacht club's exclusive gathering continued aboard the Commodore's yacht, visible through the marina office windows. My family stood at the gate, finally understanding who actually controlled access to their desired social circle. Would you approve our guest access? Mom asked quietly. I considered their request. The same family that had excluded me for lacking maritime credentials now needed my permission to attend their society gathering. Unfortunately, tonight's guest list is already closed, I said diplomatically. But I'll keep you in mind for future events. 6 months later, Derek applied for a slip at Harbor Point Marina. His application was professionally processed and politely declined due to limited availability. Sometimes the best revenge is owning the water.